Thanks for staying with us. It is 7:30 already. If you're just joining us, you're in time to rise and sign. Rise and sign with the Jamaican Sign Language Bible translation team. They're on a mission to make God's word accessible to everyone, and we can't wait to learn about this and their other initiatives. So we're going to welcome the executive director of the JSLBT, Tashai Widmer, along with Cherie Henry, and translator and exegetical advisor Blake Widmer. Welcome to Sunrise, everyone.
Welcome. Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
See,
Yes.
good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Good morning.
good morning.
Right, yep.
All right. So, first of all, I want to congratulate you for the excellent work that you're doing, bringing God's word to a demographic who needs it just as much as everyone else.
Right.
And we sometimes take it for granted that, oh, we're going to deliver this sermon or we're going to deliver this Bible, and we don't think about people who read the Bible differently. Where did this start?
Right. Yeah. For those who are maybe in the blind community that are watching, I just want to describe myself real quick. I'm a black woman with dark hair, I have green pants on, a yellow shirt, with a Jamaican bracelet on. To answer your question, yes, we're currently working on translating Genesis. It's the first book we started with, and so we just started 2 weeks ago, and we're really excited about having that first book because it's the beginning, right? It's the story of God's creation and his love for all that he made. And so JSLBT was established to be able to show full access to God's word for the deaf community. And so, like you said, there's many ways that other people access God's word. They can listen to it. There's audio Bibles, there's written Bibles, but where's the sign language Bible? And so we want everybody to have access to be able to see and understand. And so that's where we're starting. Cherie is one of our translators on the team. And so we're very excited.
But Cherie, isn't that difficult because the Jamaican Sign Language is a particular sign language. It's not the same as the American. And then you have to decide which version of the Bible. Is it the New International Version? Is it the Old Testament, the King James Version? Is it the New Living Translation? And then to take the Greek into English and, all of these difficulties in putting it into sign language that Jamaicans will understand.
Yeah, it's a process. So the most important thing is to understand it first. I like to read the New English Bible, but each person can read their own and work through whatever translation they're reading. There's lots of different translations out there, so each of us on the team might read through a different one to bring our own understanding.
Okay, so when will these be available?
And each individual, has their preferences for maybe perhaps the English version. And that's great, we respect that. But it's important for us as a translation team, we're using lots of different resources. For example, we use Logos Bible software. That software program allows us to go into the Word, get other input from other translation teams that also translate the Bible. It also allows us to access the Hebrew and the Greek, and that helps give us a full understanding. That's where Blake's role as exegetical advisor is looking at the background of the Hebrew and Greek and just making sure that we all understand what it's trying to communicate. And then once we understand what it's trying to communicate, then we go through the process of incorporating that into sign language. How do we take this meaning and make it communicated for the deaf community? And it's not just JSL. We also have the reality that other people in our community, in the deaf community in Jamaica, use country sign. And so we're trying to incorporate aspects of country sign too so that it's accessible and understandable to all.
Okay. Wow.
It's just so important that what we sign, that it's something that other people can connect to. And we recognize that people still have the English options. They can go read an English Bible if they want to. But we're not translating an English Bible into sign language. We're just translating the Bible. What does it mean into sign language?
Okay. So, Khadine, you were going to ask about accessibility and when.
Yeah, and when. Yeah, timelines. So when will it be ready? When will it be made available?
Well, just for Genesis, we're looking at possibly 3 years or more.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And so we're just getting started. We're still learning. And, they say, most other translations say it's about 3, maybe even 5 years to translate the book of Genesis because it's so long. So we're really valuing the process. Right now, we're learning, and we want to make sure that it has integrity and that it's clear and understandable. And so we'll have a sign language consultant that will come in internationally, a person who's licensed and expert in Hebrew and Greek for whichever, if we're doing Old Testament or New Testament. And that person will come in and sign off on our translation. So we don't just get to do it and say this is good. It has to get approved by somebody outside. And then we also have to go to the deaf community and show it to the community and get feedback from the community and see what's understanding, what's not. Once we get that feedback, we go back and we rework a new draft. And it's an iterative process where you're going over and over it again. And so that process we really want to value, and it might take some time.
Are you engaging the government, the
I was about to
state?
ask,
So,
yeah.
so for instance, to utilize the resources of the Council of Persons with Disabilities, or even the University of the West Indies and their linguistic department.
And to get funding.
Yeah, so that you can get funding to have a larger team and therefore reduce the time. Are you open to that? Those
Yes,
resources?
definitely. We welcome all different kinds of partnership. Those have expertise in linguistics, those who have financial capacities to donate and contribute, we welcome all that. Right now, we are working through different partnerships with different agencies. And so one of our strategic focus here as we get started is to find those partnerships and see where we can collaborate. That means that we want to work with the linguistics department at UWI. Yes, very possibly. I don't know if you know Dr. Karen Cumberbatch, but she is an advisor, and she's already worked with us and helped us with a technology program, a software program that helps develop glossary and languages. There's JAD, there's JCPD, there's the government, all those different organizations. Absolutely, we're open. Right now, we're still in the data collection process, and we're still developing our guidelines and finding out where is the best way to work. There's also the Bible Society of the West Indies. We're working with them. This week, Friday, we're having a 1-year anniversary because we just launched. And so it's a look back at the past, the present, and the future, because we're seeing, okay, what do we do in our first year of operation? Because we just started last September. So what do we do? And we're inviting everybody to come to our office, different stakeholders, and we're going to talk about what we're doing and what that looks like. And we're very excited for Friday to have people come and join us with that.
Okay.
And we have representatives from those different stakeholder groups coming to meet with us on Friday.
Indeed. Well, I wish you well. Thank you for the good work that you're doing. 66 books in the Bible,
Wow.
3 to 5 years. It's going to be a work for the long haul. It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
I do hope that,
For generations.
Yes. And training up the next generation of translators who you will pass the baton on to. Looking forward to that. Thank you very much. Tashai, Widma, Cherie, Henry, and Blake Widmer representing for the Jamaica Sign Language Bible Translation Group. Well, speaking of accessibility and community, when we return, we're going to find out how the CVM team is working to bring unity and peace in our community and in a school near you. We'll be right back.